What if you wanted to wish on the standard banner, but HoyoVerse said, this is not the same Dehya as before. I actually did get a second Dehya. I can't believe she stopped me from getting, there, Mona, again. Like seriously, I've been playing for 2 years and I still haven't gotten her. Once again, we gotta show Dehya who's boss by sending her into another weekly domain. This one being, no, your AoEs are too big. No, you have that Dragon's Might mechanic. Oh, don't get me started on your one-shot mechanic. Oh, Child. The 11th Harbinger, nearly half in status as Scaramouche, whom we just defeated. Surely he can't be that bad. What did I sign up for? Can you beat Max Level Tartaglia with a level 1 Dehya? If you haven't seen the last episode of this series, where I beat Max Level Scaramouche, you should check it out in this corner. The rules are the same as before, but just as a refresher, the only one going into the Golden House is our level 1 Dehya. Any weapons and artifacts I give her are okay, and no food, not for healing, buffing, anything. But before we start, I just wanted to thank you all for blowing up our last video. It got more than twice my no skills video. Here's some people I want to commemorate, and if you want to get a chance of being here, make sure to like, sub, and comment. I'll be sure not to do repeats. Now let's see if we can defeat level 90 Child with what we have to offer. Let's change the team name here. We've got a Child to kick. Wait, no, not a child, you know, child. First off, let's get to rebuilding her. During our Scaramouche boss fight, we used the 4Ps Marechaussee Hunter set because we could take small chip damage and heal it later. However, we are unable to heal during this fight, and many of Child's attacks are one-shot, so we're gonna need a new artifact set. No need for science this time, luckily, because I've already been perfecting physical Dehya. Voila! We've got a 4-piece Gladiator's Finale set, giving us not only more attack, but also more normal attack power, which is going to be our main source of damage. Child likes to teleport around the arena a lot, so relying on a stationary field to dish out damage isn't all that wise. We still have our same weapon, and here's our final build. While we can't get over 100% crit rate now that we don't have the Marechaussee Hunter set, we still have a lot of attack power on our side. But will it be enough to handle Child's wrath? Let's find out. The main game plan going into this fight is simple. Don't get hit. It's a lot harder than it sounds, and it sounds bizarre already. If you aren't like me and actually take the time to savor Child's moveset instead of his drops, you'll know that Child has his same Riptide mechanic as regular Child has. Whenever you get hit by certain attacks, he'll apply the Riptide effect onto you. If you somehow manage to survive that attack with your level 1 Dehya, he'll unleash even bigger attacks that are much harder to avoid. You can get rid of the Riptide effect and its subsequent huge attacks by running to the edges of the arena, but don't stay there for too long because there isn't much room to dodge. I'll talk about how to counter them if you can't avoid them, but right now, we've got a bone to pick with Ed Sheeran. How old is that joke? Just like Scaramouche, Child has 3 phases, the first of which he's basically the playable character and shoots and shanks you with Hydro Infusions. He has 2 bow attacks you have to worry about. There's the one where he does his normal attack string, which starts with 2 fast shots forward. Once you see him wind up his arrow sling with his final attack, you can start hitting him. He won't hit you. However, back off after you've done 1 full attack combo because after this is usually his second bow attack. He shoots 2 to 6 arrows in steady succession and you can walk around just like his first attack. You can clearly see when he's done firing by watching his pose. When he recoils back, that's your time to strike. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to amuse me because he usually sets up his shield after this attack. He'll be given lots of the value called poise, which is a fancy term for how long he can resist your punches before tumbling backwards. We can do poise damage by our normal attacks, and our strongest of them are the 3rd and 4th hit. You can tell by seeing Child stumble much farther after getting hit by them. To break out his shield as fast as possible, finish Dehya's attack combo, but right as you hit the final blow, dash to cancel the ending animation and start another attack combo. If you do it right, you can usually keep him locked up in his shield until it shatters, but watch out for his counter attack. Every physical hit you deal to his shield has a 13% chance for Child to let down his guard to launch 1 sweeping attack, killing you if you stand too close. Once you see the fragments, look away and strafe to the side and you should be able to get out of the range fast enough. Usually, the only other time that he lets down his shield is when you actually break his poise. You'll see him stumble and hear a grunt, and that's when you can wail on him instead. Once he's done being vulnerable, he'll send a huge hydro wave that doesn't hurt you but knocks you back really far. If you see him standing stiff after you keep hitting him, make sure to dash through his follow-up pulse to deal more damage. He also sometimes dashes around the field and taunts you from afar. He'll put up his shield if you attack him fast enough, so rush on over and lock him in his place. But all this talk, and you might have noticed me throwing out words like usually, sometimes, and others. You know why? As a wise words legend said during my live stream of this exact challenge, he acts like a child. There are many instances which you think he'd be doing one thing, but to do a complete other thing and kill your run. He can let down his shield and attack you with his bow. He cannot raise up his shield after his arrow barrage and start another attack. He can even straight up fix his poise after you break it. teleporting away and setting up his shield, and then exploding as if he just recovered it, give you no room to wail on him. It's a little frustrating trying to cope with his unpredictability, and this is what makes it as difficult, if not more so, than Scaramouche. Yeah, I said it. This 11th rank Harbinger can be just as, if not more infuriating to deal with as Scaramouche, the guy that's literally supposed to get on everyone's nerves. At least Scaramouche has a class to announce his attacks before using them, but Childe has the audacity to do whatever he wants. Yep, this fight took me about the same time as Scaramouche's, so if you are enjoying the challenge, please consider leaving a like, sub, and ring that notification bell to stay updated for future episodes. Also, if you're feeling spicy, check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/GamerPerson06. You can catch me not only streaming future challenge videos, but also playing other fun games and challenges like Valorant and It Takes Two Solo. Come join the GamerPerson Posse. I'll be ecstatic of your arrival. Anyway, if you do manage to get past Childe's shenanigans and deal enough damage to him, he'll lean forward in his gamer chair and activate his delusion, which is in my opinion the hardest phase of the fight. He trades us his Hydro arrows for electro melee, and there's a lot scarier. His normal attack string is his 5-hit combo with the last one spinning around, covering quite an area, but if you dodge away fast enough, he can usually end his combo early, letting you safely walk in and start breaking his shield. But watch out whenever you're behind him, because even in shield mode, he'll turn around and attack you in a wide sweep. Make sure to dodge towards Childe, not away like usual, as it is much harder to iframe through the sweep as it is to just avoid the attack. If you're far away from him, he'll rip off Xiao's moveset and strike forward in a straight path 1 to 5 times. Always look at him, run in a circle, and dash every other stab to conserve your stamina. Unlike his consistent Hydro arrows that have a clear tell when he's done, you'll need to guess when it's over. He'll usually do his normal attack combo after this, so if you can't run over to him in time, don't even try. He can also charge over to you and either start his normal attack combo or do a double slash in front of him. Either way, just run in the opposite direction. His teleport, shield, and counter are the same as his Hydro phase, nothing new to talk about here, but make sure to give him much more leeway when retreating. With his backstab, melee combo, and dashes, he'll make you run out of stamina quite fast. Give him ample space if you don't plan on stunning him with a shield. If you plan on locking him away and breaking it, I would recommend you to do Dehya's burst during the electro phase. Not only will you not have much energy to activate during his Hydro phase, but the massive amounts of pyro damage are welcomed with open arms. Just make sure to make him stumble right before you activate your burst, because remember, Dehya can get damage while punching. Remember how I said that this was Childe's hardest phase? It's because unlike his Hydro arrows that can be dodged easily by walking, his electro melee requires you to dash out of its path, and sometimes my reaction speed isn't that good. That's why I'm using a tip I learned from Kev, who suggested I fight the lowest level Childe to work on my evasion. The attacks are the same, but his lower health and attack power helps me get to the second phase faster while having an easier time getting there. If you catch me during my live streams, I might just add you into the next video, so make sure to stay updated and come on down. If you keep your determination up and finally beat Childe a second time, he remembers that he should
never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Let's got it. Let's go.
and transform Sailor Moon style into Tartaglia, our final opponent, which is really easy. Here, this is at least half the footage from my final run. Yeah, it's just circling around him and around again. Just like his second phase, he has a back shot that clears the entire area behind him, but just circle around him and you'll be fine. He won't repeat the same move twice, so if you're behind him again, he'll either slash twice or do a 3-hit combo that ends in a Xiangling Electronado. For both attacks, make sure to dash in time for the first 2 hits. You can dodge the Electronado if you walk around him fast enough. However, watch out for his claw slashes because they unfairly hit behind him. At times when he's done turning around, he'll teleport far away and cast some long-ranged attacks, but they're all very easy to avoid that need no new text and instead require some easy reaction times. You can even bait him out to do a second long-range attack so he's still in end lag while you get in some free chip damage. I wish this would be more dramatic than Scaramouche, but really it's just tough luck that determines if you win or lose. Actually, you know what's the hardest part of this final phase? It's his cape, for being too gosh darn long that I can't see what attack he's doing. No joke. I literally changed my camera settings on stream to get around it. Keep throwing yourself against Childe until he finally concedes defeat, which means beating Max Level Tartaglia with a level 1 Dehya is a mission! Oh, what's that? Oh, right, I did say that. Yeah, I was gonna talk about all the different attacks you could do while you have the Riptide mark, but do I have to? The challenge is already over. Ugh, fine. In a minute, go! In the first phase, he can shoot a barrage of up to 9 Hydro missiles. Start by walking until he either runs out of charge or when he finally lets his bow down. He might levitate and shoot bigger arrows traveling along the ground between 2 and 6 of them. Once again, walk around until he gets down from the air. He can also create a huge narwhal to splash down the field, just hug the edges of the arena while you see the puddle appear. In the second phase, there's only one. He'll charge up, then jump on you, killing Dehya in a one-shot if you don't do anything. Luckily, we can dodge this because touching the edge of the arena not only gets rid of the Riptide status, but it also fixes Childe's jump onto the place where you dropped your Riptide. Go to the edge ASAP, then run away ASAP. Do I seriously have to keep going? Okay, alright. In the third third phase, he'll do first phase Child's huge ground traveling arrows, so just get a bit bar for them and walk around them. You can also upgrade his Electronado and throw it at you first and make it circle around the entire arena. Dodge your first attack and stay in the center. His Narwhal makes a return, so just stand on the edge for that. His jump attack also comes back to get rid of your Riptide mark and run away from the drop point. And finally, he can shoot 4 huge Hydro missiles that cover the field, either stay in the center or at the edge of the arena outside the AoEs, and you should be fine. Okay, is that everything I gotta say? Well then, alright. With Child's normal, delusional, and transformative selves stomping their narwhals in frustration, defeating Max Level's Child with a level 1 Dehya is a mission complete. Thank you so much for everyone watching, I really appreciate your support. Just as my man RJ says, please consider leaving a like, sub, and ring that notification bell to stay updated for our future challenges. Also be sure to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/GamerPerson06, where I not only stream the footage I use in this video, but also play other challenges like Valorant It Takes Two Solo. And finally, be sure to check out these YouTube creators as well. They make amazing challenge videos that inspired my own. Until next time, have a good day, night, etc.